Hey everybody, it's Natasha from Mystic Wisdom and Treasures. We are back here today for a brand new pick a card reading. Today's video is all about your life purpose and any information that comes up regarding it. So before we get started, you can take a moment to really ground, center yourself, meditate, call in your spirit team, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your higher self, the universe, and ask them to help direct you to the pile or piles that contain the information for your highest good regarding your life purpose. Now, let's jump into the piles. So today we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 5, and pile number 6. If you'd like to choose with crystals, if that helps you decipher which pile you feel the most drawn to, I will add them here in just a second, but I wanted to do it without it first in case the crystals might be a little distracting for some people. So let's place some crystals on. So one more time, this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 5, and pile number 6. If you need to, you can pause the video and take a moment till you figure out which pile or piles that you feel the most drawn to. It could be a feeling you get from a certain one, or maybe a certain number pops in your head. Once you are ready, I will have a pinned comment down below containing timestamps for each of these piles, and let's get started. Hello, pile number 1. Let's see what your life purpose is and any information that comes up regarding it. For your oracle cards today, we have boundaries, reclaim, strength, and trust the niggle. For your tarot cards, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, another 3, the King of Cups, so there's even amount of pentacles and cups here, and Justice. So first of all, guys, I want to apologize for my ring light reflecting off of the cards. And without further ado, let's get into your reading. The first thing that really comes up to me when I'm looking at all of the oracle cards combined here, I feel as if it kind of has this feeling of you started off small and it's like you became larger in life throughout your journey, but you had to go through some really tough lessons. I'm feeling for many of you at more the beginning stages of your life, especially, you may have been put into situations where your boundaries were really tested, or throughout your life, especially the beginning of your life, your boundaries may have felt weakened by other people around you or people in your family. This is a general reading, so take that how it resonates with you. I'm feeling because of this, there was pain attached to it, but with the Reclaim card and Strength, I feel like this made you into who you are today. It strengthened a lot of your character, and it brought you this inner fire within you. It's like in the past, you really had to learn how to trust yourself. And this may be because there were others that you had to shield and protect yourself from, or maybe that you couldn't completely trust. For some of you, not all of you, I feel like there may have been an element of somebody that did not treat you right in childhood or in the early stage of your life. I feel like maybe there could have been somebody who was more on this narcissistic side, and this could have been like a parental figure, a sibling, somebody important in your life or somebody who played a major role at that time. Again, in the earlier stages of your life, maybe between childhood going into your teenage years, into your 20s, maybe even somewhere in your 30s, really had troubles with trusting yourself, trusting your own instincts. I feel as if because the boundaries were an issue at the earlier stages of your life, you have had a lot of life lessons surrounding boundaries so that you could build them. It kind of feels like maybe this cycle repeated itself so that you could learn to trust yourself too. I feel like it gave you this sense of power about you and this independence through time because you had to learn to rely on yourself. You had to learn to build those boundaries because there was a time where they may have been toppled on, and you had to build these boundaries up because your life journey, your story has led you into this place of reclaiming your power. And reclaiming your power is a big part of something that is assisting you in your life purpose. So again, you may have dealt with somebody who may have been more on the abusive side in your younger days. But this taught you boundaries, and I feel again like maybe there, for some of you, there was this lack of trust in yourself because of what had transpired then, but this had to happen so that you could cross that bridge into this power. So, and I'm also feeling so that you could advocate for people later on and act as a teacher. I'm feeling for those. I'm feeling with the Three of Pentacles, and I feel like for many of you, this is something that is leading or has led into the career that involves this. And this could be anything to do with children, having compassion to your children, but that's not for everybody. And also, you might be interested in social justice and human rights, helping people who don't have a voice yet, or a voice of their own yet. Helping people that are vulnerable, helping people that may be struggling, helping people to find more financial independence. I'm feeling that with the Three of Pentacles. And we have two Pentacles cards right here. And also two water cards with the Three of Cups and the King of Cups. So with the King of Cups and paired along with this sense of reclaiming your power, having to build this sense of character and wisdom and strength from it that you've collected over it, I feel like you're imparting this wisdom on others who are in the same shoes that you once were. Yeah, I feel like the road wasn't easy. Yeah, the younger years, there may have been something that really felt like crumbled down that caused you to really start over and act on your own. But there's also this sense of excitement of gaining your independence. And you really succeed once you get that sense of independence. I am feeling that... Yeah, okay. I've had this card sitting here the whole time, and it just clicked in my head about justice and social justice. So I'm really feeling like many of you who have chosen this pile, there's a sense of social activism. There's a sense of human rights. There's a sense of you wanting to provide for those who may not have enough right now. So I feel for somebody watching this feels very specific. Like I can't decipher what career this is particularly, but it's almost like you're working with others. It's a certain profession having to do with human rights or planning or how can we help this group of people to thrive? How can we take care of a group of people? There's a sense of taking care of a group of people with another group of people that share a common mindset as you. And I feel it's like you want to help those that were in your spot so that they can find their way through the road that you found, so that they can be in this Three of Cups energy and this independence. Financial independence is really coming through to me, but I'm feeling like much of your life lessons, the hardships at the beginning, led you to this road of finding your independence and reclaiming your power. It's like maybe your boundaries were crumbled, or you didn't have a big sense of boundaries, and then because of this, there was an inner fire that fused with you. You took the wisdom from this. Once you got out of the situation, you learned to trust yourself. You found your way down this road, and that's also a big part of your life lesson, was being able to push through this. And that satisfaction, you should be proud of yourself for making it through whatever happened to you and carrying this wisdom down and imparting it on others. So I feel like your life purpose involves using the strength and the compassion and the wisdom that you have gained from the hardships of your past, especially the earlier years or before you became an adult. Using that experience to help others so they don't have to face the same thing, or so that they may find the road like you did to get out of it and reclaim their independence and reclaim their freedom, reclaim their voice, build their voice, to trust themselves, to trust their own independence, and to make their own way through. So as far as careers that may be coming to my mind, take what resonates, but some of you may be interested in being a teacher. Some of you may be interested in something involving politics or human rights. Some of you may be interested in the social justice system. So, victims advocate is coming through right now. And that might be something for somebody to look into also if they have not already. Social work, counseling, this one's really specific, but I'm also hearing principal for some reason, like a principal over a school, or something also for somebody where it's like you're in charge of money, deciding where it goes over a group of people. Or maybe you work as a social worker. Maybe you work as somebody that helps people in need. There's this big sense, like families in need, children in need. I feel like you have a soft heart for those people that may be struggling, and you want to help them find financial independence. That's an aspect of it. Doesn't have to resonate with you, but whatever it is, it feels like a mixture between empathy and giving justice and fairness to others, and putting them in a place where they can live comfortably. Yeah, so you are a teacher, a mentor, a guide in this lifetime, and I feel like there's a lot of satisfaction in any career, or any position, or any volunteer work that allows you to do this. Yeah, so with your character, I'm feeling with the King of Cups and the Strength, you're somebody who is become wise beyond their years. Maybe you heard that growing up. You are somebody who has learned a lot from their life experiences, and now you are a guide, a teacher. It's like you're imparting this wisdom onto others, and a lot of people appreciate you for that. They trust your judgment. You give amazing advice. Yeah, with this King of Cups card is really standing out to me right now, because I look at this and the man is The king is sitting in his throne, surrounded by water, which feels like empathy. The dolphins are hopping out of the water. They're excited, it feels like right now. And the cat is catching a fish. So you might help, even in distribute food to people in need. It may be something non-profit if this is career, or this may give you a lot of satisfaction, but I feel like this means you giving to somebody that's in need, somebody that needs help. And I feel like you are here to help others. You are here to support them and help them find their road to freedom, and so that they are comfortable, so that they reclaim their power, and so that they are healed in this way, and that they can go through life feeling comfortable and feeling good. I feel like that's a really important priority to you. You really care about how other people feel. You care about the welfare of others. And so yeah, I feel like you will be, if you're not already, you'll be in a seat to help decide the justice of somebody. It's like also this feeling of evening out with the scales, the black and white cat. It's like you're deciding who gets what. You're deciding who is in need, what you can give to them. But there's like this conciseness, and it's because you have that compassion, but you also have your boundaries to say no and to say yes when needed, because you have reclaimed your power and independence too. Yeah, I see a lot of planning, but it's like planning for others, planning for the benefit of others. All right, that's all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to stay up to date with any new content when it gets released. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, pile number 2. I almost said 1. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out from Spirit what your life purpose is in this lifetime, and any messages that come up regarding it. So for your oracle cards today, we have Reflect, Surrender, Self-Love, the Crumbling. For your tarot cards, we have the Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so looking at your oracle cards up here first, I'm feeling with the energy here, there's this loving, light-hearted quality about you. I'm picking up from the people that selected pile number 2. With Reflect, what really catches my eye is how the swans are crossing their necks, and there's this feeling of love, there's this feeling of partnership, there's this feeling of generosity too, with the Surrender card as well as the Reflect. There's this feeling of selflessness about you, and I'm feeling probably for a lot of you, you are, especially looking at the Knight of Cups here, you are somebody that's quick to bring love to others. You love to love others. You love to make people feel good. You love to bring joy to others. I feel like that's a big part of your life purpose with the Wheel of Fortune here. I feel like you're somebody that wants to make other people feel good. You are somebody with the Moon card. When I'm looking at the cat and looking at itself in the reflection of the panther, Um, I feel it's like that's kind of the effect that you have on other people. Um, you want to build them up. You want to help build people's confidence. You want people to feel good about themselves, to help people feel excited, to feel motivated, to see themselves in a better light. I feel like you're somebody that helps people learn about self-love. You have this peacock energy about you, so this might be a totem animal for you. For some of you that may want to look that up, you're somebody that stands out, but I feel like you have the humbleness, or you have learned to have this humbleness about you. You have a quiet confidence about you, and it's like you are so authentically yourself. And I feel like for some of you, you really had to learn this. So maybe it wasn't always easy for you with the crumbling card here. Maybe that road wasn't always easy, but it also led to a lot of light, a lot of this bubbly personality I'm picking up. And I want to say too, as a side note, that when I was pulling cards for this group and shuffling for this pile, I had this really energetic feeling pulse through me, and I knew it was the energy of this group. This group made me feel really good. So I feel like you are somebody that's a very creative person. Um, there's a sense of youthfulness about you, of joy, but I'm feeling like you're somebody that's very talented, but you're kind of quiet about your talents. You have a quiet confidence about you, but it's almost like there's this sense of, again, humbleness. So maybe it's like you censor yourself sometimes from seeing how good your talents are, because you're just focused on making other people feel good. And I feel like that's what this is about. I feel like this pile, your life purpose has a lot to do with using your talents, using your love to build up other people. I feel like you're the kind of person with the Six of Cups here. You love to give to others. You want to make people happy. You want to provide them with joy. You are somebody that's very selfless. And again, I feel like for some of you watching this, self-love was something that you had to learn. Or maybe actually I'm getting another message right here. This is a general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave behind what does not. But I'm also feeling like you play it small, okay? Or maybe you don't see how beautiful you are. We have the peacock here, the self-love card. Surrender, which tells me it's like you're giving to others along with the Six of Cups, which the man is giving to this girl. I feel as if it's like you are a very selfless person. You play it small. And maybe it's because some of you don't see how much larger than life you are. It's kind of a similarity to pile number one, but this one has more of a jovial feel to it. I feel like this pile is really centered on creativity, especially. I feel like you have a very creative mind, a very colorful mind. There's this colorful quality about your personality, about your aura. I'm also seeing, this is probably for somebody specific, but I'm seeing a lot of pink in my mind's eye around your aura. Pink, lavender hues. Just like the card. That just came to my mind. That's funny. But anyway, I swear I didn't realize that. But I feel like this actually has a lot to do, like this shows what your aura looks like, if any of you are curious about that. Somebody that's soft and gentle. They have this creative demeanor where it's like they may come off a little shy at first for someone in particular, or maybe you used to be that way, but it's like over time you're meant to show your colors. You're meant, for some of you, I'm feeling a performer energy. So this is a side note. this isn't going to be for everybody, but I feel like for somebody specific, you could be a Leo or have a lot of Leo energy in you. And it's kind of like you had to go from this little cub Leo into the giant lion so the world can hear you roar. Maybe with all the blue energy in this reading, with all the blue colors in these cards, maybe your throat chakra was something that you had to build up, and that was a lot of big life lesson for you. You came here to perform. Your voice needed to be heard, and your voice brings sunshine to others. So you may be into music, public speaking, writing even. You may be announcing things to others, or you're doing something also expressive so that other people can express themselves too. But I feel like you are somebody that just your presence brings joy to people. So yeah, I feel like you have a lot of love to give. There's this youthful energy about you. You may also have some Aries influence too, since Aries is a lot of times called the baby of the zodiac. This is the first. You're excited, you're enthusiastic, you're excited about love, you're excited about your friendships, you're excited to make people happy. And I feel like there's also this need I'm seeing right now to surrender to your purpose of standing out. Don't dim your light so other people will feel bigger. Just be yourself, and that inspires others. Because I feel like by you stepping out of your comfort zone, you create this ray of sunshine to give to others. You have so much to give to other people by just being yourself. You don't always have to be doing things, but I feel like you're not going to stop doing things necessarily for others to make them happy. But just by being you, that is your life purpose. And maybe that sounds kind of general, but it's like there's this quality about your aura, your presence, your creative talents and abilities, your smile. I feel like your smile lights up a room, so to speak. There's this freshness about you, this newness about you with the Ace of Pentacles. And I feel like you're somebody that finds abundance. So you may be interested in starting your own business. You may be an entrepreneur or interested in that eventually. Yes, definitely. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, it's like maybe you were self-employed where you started this from the bottom, and it's like things could have been moving slow at first, but you really started from scratch. You watch your own seeds grow. Oh my goodness, we have the grass, and then I'm just realizing because of the flowers here. But it's like you're doing this, and there's a sense of pride, like this good pride you have and satisfaction of being able to give that to others. It's like you're giving out a little piece of your heart whenever, like, if you own your own business, like one of your things sell, because you started this all through yourself, through your own creative genius. You put a lot of love and passion into everything that you do. You are here to experience the excitement of your life purpose, the joy, and spreading that joy to others. You are here to have a happy life too. I feel like Spirit wants that for you. They're trying to guide you into that. They want you to have confidence in the road that you are building, because any endeavor I'm feeling many of you have, if it involves self-employment, if it involves creativity, if it involves entrepreneurship, you're going to be very blessed with that in this lifetime. Some of you may make and sell crafts. Some of you may be a performer of some sort. You may be a musician. You may be an artist. You may be many things. There's also this sense of spontaneity about you and excitement. People are excited around you, and I feel like you make others' lives better just by being yourself. And there's this big sense of authenticity, about you. You're here to be authentic. You are here to just be yourself, radiate yourself, let yourself shine through. Don't play small. Because you are doing the world a favor by being you. People get revved up when you're being yourself. People get excited, inspired. They feel awestruck to see what you're doing with your life. And I feel like that really inspires others to do the same thing. There's so much passion in what you do. I'm feeling there's a lot of self-expression. So your life purpose could involve some form of self-expression, whether that is speaking, writing, something creative like painting, singing, whatever that is. These are just some general ideas. That doesn't have to be what you do. But I'm feeling like you're somebody that's very authentic. Many of you are probably very artistic, very intuitive. But again, there's this sense of excitement. People follow your lead. And again, a lot of life lessons for some of you are going to be about not playing small. Maybe you felt small, but realizing how big you are, letting yourself shine. Allow yourself to shine. You do not need to dim your light, because the world needs your light. The world needs to see all of your colors. Even in your dark and light, both of you, even every color in between. I feel like just being your authentic self inspires the world, and brings so much passion. You radiate this colorful energy about you. You make the world light up when it feels like a darker place. And I feel like just your energy alone is why you're here. It's like you are kind of like a nightlight. Think of if the light's out and somebody plugs the nightlight in, and it's like one of those really colorful ones. That's kind of like the feeling it gets from here. You have this energy about you where just by being you, just by being, you don't have to search far for your purpose. Just be yourself. Do the things that you love. And by fulfilling that road and taking risks and speaking your truth, having your voice, showing your voice, letting people hear that and see it, and being so fearlessly yourself, even if that's kind of hard sometimes, and maybe if you felt shelled in, like if you were shy, I feel like you're supposed to break out of that. We have the crumbling here. So what are you clinging on to? Is it self-doubt? Is it that you don't want to expose yourself too much? Do you feel like you're smaller than other people? Because that's something that's going to crumble down and needs to crumble down. That is your life purpose. You were meant to step out of it. You break out of your shell and experience how great you are too. Yeah, there's this youthfulness about you. You bring joy to others just by being yourself. You bring inspiration to others just by being yourself. No matter what your outlet is, just by being you, that is your life purpose. Because of the energy and passion that you radiate out to the world creates this beacon of light to others. And that betters their lives too. That shows them that they can be this way, that it gives them the inspiration to find what motivates them too. It shows them that they can walk in this path too, where they can grow into this panther. They can grow into this lion. We have a lot of cats here too. Maybe that's just the deck here, but that's standing out to me right now. So, yeah. You might have a cat spirit animal that's coming through to me too, or even panther or lion. All right, that's all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. It was a pleasure reading your cards because you have beautiful energy. Hey, pile number 3, let's find out from Spirit what your life purpose is and any information that comes up regarding it. We have death, love, power, and for your last oracle card, we have transformation. For your tarot cards, we have the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So that's a lot of swords energy here, guys. So something that's catching my eye right away, I'm noticing in the Three of Swords particularly, it's a bird, but I feel like it's coming through to me like a crow. Because I'm not sure exactly what kind of bird that is, but to me it's coming through like a crow. And we also have the Death card here. So let me figure out what that means for you regarding your life purpose. Oh my goodness, we also have another crow. Okay, that's really important. So that is a definite spirit animal that you need to look up, pile number 3. Let me see what is coming through for you. And this is an interesting pile. Okay, pile number 3. So what is really coming through with the Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, Death, Transformation, and even all these cards, basically everything combined here. It feels as if maybe you haven't had the easiest life. I feel like there's been a lot of trials and tribulations. There's been a lot of moments of, it feels like crumbling of the tower, like how the tower, even though that card is not here, kind of reminds me of the tower, except I feel like there was a lot of hardship involving other people. You may have moved around a lot through your life, or when you were younger. I'm feeling with the Six of Swords, the way they're traveling up, the way this person has this backpack, they have these swords sticking out, almost like not everything's gonna fit in there, but they had to take what they could. They didn't have a lot. I feel like you've somebody that may have gone through loss, a lot of loss, whether this is financial, of a home, a period of your life that had ended, and it was a big struggle. It felt like there was a lot of darkness within there. But I feel like, yeah, maybe for some of you watching this is more specific, but because this is a general reading, but maybe some of you grew up in a home with a lot of conflict, or you didn't get along with, whether they're your siblings, family members, somebody around you. It's like there was a sense maybe you couldn't see eye to eye. But there was a lot of lessons that you had to learn from this. And I don't mean to sound negative at all. Please don't get scared of that. I'm just bringing through what Spirit is showing me. You're somebody that's had their heart broken a lot. You've transformed it, but I feel like maybe this has still caused some ripple effects within you. In picking up. I'm feeling like if you chose this pile, looking at the hardships and the shadows that you've had to face, or even maybe it's not so much yourself, even maybe it's the other people around you. Maybe you were plunged like in a dark space so that you could help other people with the power and the love card here. You might be responsible, or there might be a lot of responsible for people around you, or there might be a lot of people that depend on you, and sometimes you might feel burnt out or exhausted by that. But I feel like you're going to be imparting wisdom on other people, on these people even, so that they have a good life. The sense of selflessness about you. You're always doing for other people, for the benefit of other people. I feel like you're somebody that does not shy off around other people's darkness or their shadow sides or their dark stories. I feel like because of everything that you have gone through, you are somebody that has an open ear, and it's like you mend broken hearts. So you're somebody that might excuse me, guide people through change, through this transitions in their life. I feel like that is a big strong suit for you. Transformation is huge in your life, so you were meant to go through a lot of transformation yourself in this life, and also you were meant to help others find the tools to transform their own self. I'm getting, for some of you, it's like with the Seven of Cups, this woman is looking at all of the cups. She's looking at all of her options. But with the Three of Swords and transformation, the way that she's sitting on her throne, what this feels like to me, and also with the Five of Wands, because what this feels like, it kind of gives me that feeling, and this isn't going to be for each of you, but I'm going to say it because it's coming up. But it's almost like you're dealing with people that are in a lot of conflict, maybe family conflict. You're seeing all the options around them, all the possibilities, all the things that they may not be seeing. I feel like you're a problem solver for other people. Yeah, it's like you have this ability to stand back and see the bigger picture, and it's like look at all the patterns from it to come to a conclusion of how to help other people find the best solutions for what they're going through, especially in times of heartbreak. So I feel like you had, so with the crow, this may not even necessarily be the actual meaning for a lot of the sources about crow spirit animals, but what's coming through to me personally right now with the crow, that kind of represents you. We have this winged bird, and when we think of birds, when I think of birds, I think of messengers. So I feel as if the black represents the darkness that you've been through, that you've carried through, and regardless of anything that's been on your back, any of the weight that you've carried, it's like you use this to help other people, kind of like pile number one. You use your experiences to help others, and that may have been the catalyst to become this person that you are. I'm feeling like the crow represents those dark times. It's kind of like I keep hearing like the dark messenger. Not that you're giving people bad news. That's not what I mean. It means that you lived through your shadows. You see the shadows in other people, and it's like you are helping them through heartache. You are helping them through tough times. You're like, you help be the catalyst of change for people. You help people transition through a dark time, and there's a strong purpose around that you help people through their hard times. And like the turning point, or you help solve people's problems that they may be going through, or help them see the problems and how to fix them. You present the options to them. So what I was getting at is, for many of you, or not many of you, for some of you, excuse me, what this feels like is maybe counseling. Maybe you kind of get into this role or archetype of being the counselor to other people because of what you have been through, understanding people. I'm feeling like there's a lot of compassion with the Ten of Swords. We have this crow again, and it's looking down at this person with the swords in them, reaching for the broom. Somebody is running away from them, but I feel like it's like that's your time where you come to people in their times of need, and you give them love. It's almost like this feeling of revival. I'm feeling like you're somebody that's also very protective. So I feel like you're here to help protect people that are hurt, to help people in their times of transition and difficulties in this death moment, not literal death. I feel like you're somebody that helps them through this period of time so that it can bridge into this new transition. You help them through the darkness. So sometimes you may wonder, why has there been so much darkness around me in my life? And I feel like it's because you, on a soul level, before you came into this incarnation, you agreed into this so that you plunge yourself into that dark in order to be this guiding star or this guiding moon. You're being somebody's North Star. I feel like you are a light in the dark. That kind of came up in pile number 2 as well. You are somebody that helps people transition. You might be a counselor involved in counseling. Psychology might be a big interest for you or something that you're really good at. But I'm also getting the message with the 7 of Cups. For some reason, at least right now, the lady looking at all of these options, it's like sometimes she needs to be careful of burning out. So it's important for you to decompress yourself, because you can be put in this role where you're around people that are having a lot of conflict or a lot of hardships, and you really take a lot of that on. You may be really empathic and empathetic, and compassionate, and you take and wear other people's burdens for them, or other people's hardships for them, take on their emotions for them. And I feel like that's why it's really important for you to decompress. Water is really coming up to me, so it's important for you to also spend time around water. I feel like that also recharges you. Yeah, you have a lot of love to give, and people see this love, but they may not recognize or see right away the darkness and the transformation that you had to go through in order to become this person. So it's important for you in this lifetime to take time for yourself, learn to take time for yourself, and invest in self-care too. And I feel like you're gonna have a lot of roles where you may be thrown in to be like a counselor. Even if it's not a literal counselor, you provide guidance to other people, you help transition them through dark times. I feel like your purpose a lot in this life is to be like the moon. And one thing that I say a lot to people, and I like to think about, is being like the moon. You have all of these different phases. Sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's bright and whole, but you're always whole. Even if it doesn't show up all the time, that it's always gleaming with light, you are still whole in all of your phases. There's still beauty and significance in each phase of yours, and there's still a purpose for each. Just like the moon emanates this energy that can influence people in different phases. We have the full moon, the dark moon, or the new moon, etc. And each one has a certain energy and a reason for it, and it's important to gather from it. So maybe sometimes you might feel like you hermit yourself away. We don't have the hermit card here, but this is just my way of expressing what's coming through here. But maybe sometimes you hermit yourself away and it can feel like a dark period of time, but also it's a time of gathering information from the darkness. You've learned a lot from your shadow, so there's this importance of balancing both your light and your shadow and everything in between that. But there's even power within your darkness that you can utilize in those dark times, or those period of times where you may feel like more drained or low in energy, or if you feel more depressed, where there's something from it to be gathered from. When we're going to a hermit phase, there's something there to learn from. It's our time where it's kind of like our body, our mental states, whatever it is, forces us to be in this hermit mode. And when you're in this hermit mode, what is there? There's this collection around you. You're learning, you're integrating these things from the shadows so that you may learn from them, so that you may integrate these things so you can bring them out to other people once you come out of it, once the moon becomes full and you shine bright because you've integrated this and you give to others. I just realized I did this, and we have the love card doing the same thing. But I feel like It's because you have a lot to share with other people, a lot of wisdom, a lot of compassion, a lot of strength, but don't forget about your own self-care. Um, Sometimes it feels like you have taken a difficult road and you made battle with your darkness a lot or sometimes, but to remember how much of an impact that you have on other people. And again, other people might not always realize how much that you've been through because of the exterior, the compassion that you radiate. And you chose to go down this road. Maybe it wasn't even always easy for you to have this for other people, but you show up and you do it. And it's like, I'm feeling like that's your mission in life, is not necessarily the darkness. It's about helping people through the darkness because you know your own darkness and you know your own light. It's like you were somebody that probably might have a huge interest in psychology, the human condition, knowing the human mind and how to help people, how to help people through their conflicts, their own shadows, through your own shadows. I feel like even when you're down, you're willing to lend a helping hand. But yeah, again, you put a lot of focus on other people, and it's also something you need in this life, is to provide yourself with self-care. Make time for self-care. Writing is also coming up with a journal, but also, again, counseling, psychology, providing guidance to others, being kind of like a light in the dark. For some reason, Hecate is coming up to me. It's like I see her meeting somebody through the dark. She has the torch in her hand, guiding them through this journey, guiding them out of, it feels like you're guiding people through this dark period. You're guiding them through it. You've been plunged into it, but you always see the light of day. You know that the hard times are temporary, and you help guide others through that hard time and remind them that it's temporary. And sometimes you have to come across situations where you have to relearn that too sometimes. But you are the stars, you are the moon, you are the light, you are important through all of your phases. All of your phases are significant, whether you are feeling dark, whether you are in dark times, whether you are in your light, whether you are perfectly balanced. But know there's significance within each of them. You are a transformative person. I'm getting the message that it might be beneficial for you to work with labradorite, the stone. Yeah, and look into the crow spirit animal too, because I feel like it has a lot of guidance for you as well. I feel like you may be also a peacemaker to other people. Yeah, you know you have your own darkness, but you don't shy away from it. And I feel like there's a power to you with that darkness. And you are balanced in that way of your light and their dark. Even if sometimes one feels like they outweigh the other, one always comes around. And know that the sun always shines. The lady is reaching for her broom, but the sun is coming up here. Yeah, and you are a guiding light. All right, that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with any new content when it gets released. Have a good day, guys. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out from Spirit what your life purpose is and any messages that come up regarding it. So for your oracle cards today, we have Connect to Heart, Fate, Sacred Destruction, and Keepers of the Earth. For your tarot cards, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Sun, the Two of Swords, Temperance, and the Star. Right away, the energy that I'm picking up from this is looking at all your oracle cards, the Sun card, and the Star. I'm feeling like right away your purpose in this lifetime involves being a light worker or a starseed. But I'm feeling like your soul is from the higher realms and you're very connected to this, or you will become very connected to this. You were sent here for this purpose. Um, yeah, you are very connected to your possibly either your ancestors or your angels, whatever resonates with you. Um, yeah, I'm feeling a lot of like ancestral energy about this. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So something that comes up to me is you're somebody that pays a lot to their intuition. I feel like you have a very open third eye with a sacred destruction. The way that we have the eyes and this piece right here, it draws me into the third eye, and it's like you see the truth. You see through the core of people, and um, I feel like a lot of your purpose involves being able to see through the core of people's hearts. You came here to be a catalyst of change as well, to help this earth ascend. Yeah, there's almost this maternal feeling, whether you're male or female, whatever you identify as, or whatever. I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles, the Star, and the Temperance card, there's a sense of you looking out for other people, taking care of other people, providing water to others. So we have the Star, which I think has association with Aquarius, and Aquarius is the water bearer. You give water to people, even though this is an air sign. It's like there's this balance of give and take, and when I see the Star, it's like you're reaching out to the heavens, to reaching out to the higher realms, to your star origin, to the angelic realm, to the universe, to God, whatever you resonate with. I feel like you're pulling from these higher realms, and it's like you're bringing down this energy through yourself to heal people. We have the water here, and I think this is also a koi fish. So there's a lot of wisdom within you, and I feel like you are a channel for the divine. You're very connected to the divine, and I feel like you are a healer. The way that she is mixing these potions gives me the sense I feel like there's a lot of energy pointing to healing modalities. So you may be into herbalism, you may be into Reiki, you may be into creating something, maybe even making spells or witchcraft, but to benefit other people. Maybe you have a lot of compassion for the planet. You're here to help Mother Gaia as well. You, with the Two of Swords, it's interesting because we had Sacred Destruction, where it feels like your eyes are wide open, and Two of Swords, the woman is blindfolded, but she's still making the bullseye with her knives, with her swords. And I feel what this means for you is that there's this streak of faith within you, and if you've not tapped into that, you are meant to in this lifetime. We have fate here too, so you have a divine mission straight from the universe, straight from the divine. And I feel like at a soul level, you already know this. You are connected to the higher realms. You vibrate at a really high frequency already. And your purpose is to be, again, just like this says, a keeper of the earth. You are somebody here to protect this planet, to help people see the truth of what they may be doing in this world. So some of you may be into, I can't think of the right word, but going green, recycling, protecting the earth, teaching people how to treat the earth right. I feel like you see right through the BS of everything that's going on in society, the people around you, you cut straight to the core. You see straight to the issue. And you have this maternal and also protective streak about you with its temperance card here. But I feel like you're also here with the temperance and the star. It's like you're giving balance to the world. You're returning people to connect more with their heart space, to connect to the heart and connect to the heart of the earth. Yeah, we have people dancing out in nature with the sunflowers. I feel like you're here to remind people of this more natural path too. Um, you have a very divine purpose, high power. You might be somebody that does stuff like this, like reading tarot. You might be into healing people with aromatherapy, any healing modality, especially if it's naturally based. I feel like you were very blessed in. Yeah, it feels like you were a very kind, compassionate person. You have this like angelic person presence about you, and I feel like you are an earth angel. That's what it is. You are an earth angel, and you have this high energy. It's like almost like this warrior quality about you, but also a very clear throat chakra. You're meant to use that throat chakra and be like a defender, a keeper of this earth, and restore balance. I'm feeling with the Two of Swords again and the sacred destruction. I feel like you are a protector of this earth. You are helping people find balance, but you are not afraid to speak the truth. And sometimes the words might come off like throwing knives to people, but it was because they needed that. It was their destiny to go through that. So whatever role you play in people's life, even if you're telling them the truth and it hurts, it helped them at their core to be a better person, to be better to this planet, to provide temperance to them or be a catalyst for that temperance. Yeah, there's this big sense of balance and taking care of others, taking care of the planet, taking care of your family, imparting this on to your family and people around you, and teaching people. Teaching is also coming up with the Eight of Pentacles and the Keepers of the Earth. Teach them the path that you walk. Teach them the path that you are channeling right from the divine. I'm feeling you are very connected to the divine, and I feel like you're very balanced in both your masculine and your feminine energies. You have a whole team of angels standing beside you, and that's what this card pretty much says. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You've lived many lives, not just here, but on other planets, other realms. You are here to bring people back to the earth, to bring people back to this way of being, show them this path, open people's eyes too. Let me see if there's anything else for you. Pile number 4. So if things are crumbling around you or crumbling in the world, I feel like you bring this sense of stability. You're kind of like the glue that holds things together for other people as well. I feel like you might be somebody that's very calm in the heat of conflict or chaos, and you help bring structure in those times and help guide it to a better way of living or being. You are a guide, a mentor, a teacher. Definitely, there's a sense of maturity about you as well. You are a leader. You are a natural born leader, and you were born to be a leader. You spread the infinite wisdom that you have, and also the compassion. You teach people to be more compassionate. And you give compassion to others. You give compassion to the earth and all its creatures. Yeah, you help. You're like the catalyst to bring a better world of living to other people that you come into contact with. You teach them, and some people might be intimidated by this energy that you bring, but you have such high energy, and you see straight to the truth, and you're not afraid to speak the truth, see the truth. And it's not because you mean harm on anybody at all. It's because you want the betterment. You want them to do better for themselves. You want to make things better. You want to make the world better. And you see this as the big picture with this truth and this mentorship that you have. You are a guide straight from the divine, I'm feeling. And you hold so much of this angelic energy about you from the higher realms, because I'm feeling like this is your higher self coming through too. And I see this too with the keepers of the earth, the way that the woman is praying. But this person up here is also a version of you, your higher self. You show people how to have faith. And people notice this energy about you right away. If people feel intimidated by you, it's because they feel how high your energy is. And some people react to it in different ways or don't know how to react to it because there's a strong stillness about you. You're both a warrior and somebody very empathetic. And you do care about this planet and making it a better place and imparting your wisdom onto others. All right, that's all I have for you, pile number 4. I hope that you enjoy your reading. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to stay up to date with any new content when it gets released. I hope that you enjoyed your reading and have a lovely day. Hello, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what your life purpose is and any messages from Spirit regarding it. So for your oracle cards today, we have the Sage, the Observer, the Wildling, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, and the Great Gathering. For your tarot today, we have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the World. Right off the bat, what I'm feeling from this, looking at your oracle cards right here, from the Sage, the Observer, and the Great Gathering, and also the Hermit, feeling like you are somebody that's very intuitive, very psychic, very connected to their intuitive gifts, to their angelic guides, their spirit guides. Much like pile number 4, but I feel like you have this, your life purpose is very directly tied into your intuition, your psychic abilities, and sharing these with others. So you may have a profession involving sharing your intuition. You may be a psychic reader, a tarot reader, somebody that reads into people's past lives. I'm feeling with the Sage, the way we have these different teeth. The Observer, you see all of these different things. Maybe you're able to pick up on the Akashic records, people's past lives. I feel like that you're very psychic. I feel like you're also good at seeing into the past, people's past lives, even your own past lives, and giving people advice on how to overcome anything that may have carried over into this life that they need to deal with again. You also have this understanding that we are all connected. I see all the people here, and it's like all these are versions of the same person, and that can go for each and every one of us. And through a person more individually, all is one is all. And I feel like you have a great understanding of this, and that's also a way that you're able to connect into this information from the higher realms, from the Akashic records. You have the ability to change others' lives in presenting this information. You may have grown up feeling different because you had this ability. You probably either had a catalyst to lead you into this information, into this psychic ability, or you were born with it, like you retained it from childhood. The owl is standing out to me with the Hermit card, so I feel like this is also a totem animal for many of you. And it also represents you too. The wisdom, the old soul. You were a very old soul. You were ancient. I feel like, yeah, definitely with the wildling, there's been many versions of yourself, and you've been through basically all of it. You're a very old soul. Yeah, there's this sense of ancient wisdom about you, and other people come to you for that ancient wisdom because it's like you are almost like this record keeper. There's this record keeper feeling tied into your life purpose, record keeper through different time frames, through your intuition, seeing what other people may not be able to, and having a very, just like pile, very similar to pile number 4, very open third eye. You're very good at connecting with spirits, seeing spirits, feeling them. Like you are very aware of their presence, and I feel like this is something you may bring into your profession too. You may be a professional psychic reader, and you bring awareness of this existence to other people. And I feel like with this Knight of Wands, the way that he holds his wand behind him and the cat's kind of dangling its arm down towards it, it's like you see the big pictures that other people cannot. Your intuition is able to see through this right away, and I feel as if sometimes you feel like you have to withhold certain information because you know that people have certain lessons they need to learn on their own. But you act as kind of like an observer. That's part of your life purpose. Even if you don't connect necessarily to the psychic gifts, I feel like part of your life purpose is to be an observer to what's going on. You are a record keeper of this time period. You are here to see it and take record of it too. And again, many of you, I feel, are very connected to their intuition and psychic gifts, and you have this ability to be able to open up these records and show them and share them with other people, and how they can better their own stories through the present moment. I feel as if you have such an old soul that what's picking up with both the World and the Wildling card, it's like the braid has grown, the hair has grown long enough, and the scissors are right here. The woman is at the beach, she's letting her hat go. You're an old soul. You've been through many different incarnations. You've learned all of the lessons. And I feel like that also adds to why you have this immense psychic gift. I feel like you carried it over from your other lives and retained it because of this awareness that you've grown. And through all of these different life lessons, this is passed over from a past life too, or other life. But I feel as if you may even feel like this is your last incarnation on this earth. And I do feel you growing closer to source energy. I feel like it's like you've completed those lessons, and now it's like you're in the stage of literally like the sage. Your purpose in this life is to be like the sage, this wise figure that imparts all of this wisdom onto others and their psychic abilities, not just wisdom from this lifetime, but from other lifetimes too, bringing through ancient wisdom, bringing through, all this lost knowledge, all this hidden knowledge. I feel like you have this sense of knowing the world by knowing yourself, going within and finding the answers instead of looking for them externally or outside of you. You find the answers answers within. And I feel like this gives you a huge wisdom, and that was a major life lesson you've had or realized. And you've had a very long road in this life. It's kind of like you are the record keeper because you are such an old soul, and you are imparting this on others and giving people this information. You're helping them. You're like the bridge, bridging the gap between these unknown things, or things forgotten, I should say, that people have forgotten in their souls. You're bridging that so that people have this awareness of this, an awareness of their soul and their own soul growth and their own soul journey, and showing them that they have this within themselves too. You're, again, very old soul. You're an intuitive teacher. You are yeah, definitely an intuitive teacher. There's a lot of teaching energy through some of these piles, but yours feels more like this old soul, somebody that's at the end of their path, at the end of their journey through their earth incarnations, and now you are imparting this onto others. You're acting as a record keeper in this lifetime, and it's like you're giving of this knowledge to others. Your purpose in this life, one of your purposes in this life, is to be a giver of this information. You act as a knowledge bearer, like an ancient knowledge bearer, lost knowledge, the answers that you found within, because you know that the universe and the self are both, all are connected. You are connected to everyone around you. You are connected to yourself, and you connect to the universe by connecting to yourself. You are not just one star in the universe. You are the entire universe in itself. And you have this knowledge in your mind and this immense psychic ability, and seeing the world through these old soul eyes. It kind of feels like you're at the end of this journey, the end of the road, at least in this earth incarnation, where you've learned all the lessons that you needed to, or you will in this lifetime, and you're imparting them in this one. You're a keeper of sacred knowledge, and I feel like a lot of your path this lifetime involves remembering that once again, but you're going to be remembering that really clearly. So again, I feel like you have an awareness of your abilities from a young age for many of you, or a certain catalyst that was fated to happen so that you would be in the spot. Yeah, there's this definitely this ancient feel. We have this dragon in the background, but it almost feels like this really far off time period. In my opinion, time is an illusion. It's something that is governed, or is that we have this concept of in this time, or in this timeline, in this reality. But outside of this, it does not exist. All is happening at the same time, and I feel like you understand that. You understand that everything is connected, and you're also here to be kind of like I just heard gatekeeper. You're here to be a wisdom holder and giver, not just hoarding the wisdom to yourself, but speaking it to those who will listen, telling the stories of past lives, even, or to generations below you, or not below you, to generations behind you, younger than you. Um, Yeah. Wisdom, being the observer, being somebody very in tune to their psychic gifts and using these psychic gifts to help others, knowing that you have the universe inside you and knowing that other people have the universe inside them as well, and getting them to wake up and remember, okay, that makes so much sense. You are here to help wake up people. You are here to wake up people to this yeah, to this reality that you see. You are here to remind people that they are the universe. This isn't something that's new to people. It's something that their soul will remember, like you have remembered. And you are showing them that they are the great manifester, the universe itself, the potential that everybody has within them to wake up to this, to help people wake up. We have the owl in the night. We have the night owl. Your eyes are open while other people around you may be asleep. You are helping people see through the illusions, through the matrix, opening their eyes to the divine, to the universe, to the secrets of the universe, to the secrets within their own soul, and remembering who they are. Your roots run deep. I just heard saying this card. And I don't mean hair roots. That's more of a metaphor. Your roots run deep. Your soul runs deep through many incarnations. I'm seeing this like almost like there's a bunch of eyes where these people are, and each one opens to a different reality, to a different experience, to a different incarnation, and that's all of us. And I think you know that, or you will know that, and you help teach others that. You also use this gift, your psychic gifts, to help people. So some of you may even be thinking about writing a book, or will write a book in the future, and that's also something that's coming through right now regarding this. And it might be a wise option for you to consider to somehow share with others your life experience of this path. Share with them your journey of your gifts. Share with them signs that they may have these gifts, teaching them about these gifts, showing them or telling stories, writing a book, even if it's speaking through a video or talking to people. It's sharing your wisdom, your life experience about your psychic journey, and opening this eye up. Because in sharing this experience, it's like you're opening this portal for other people to see life in this way. You're activating them in this way. All right, that's all I have for you. Pile number five, excuse me. Pile number 5. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to stay up to date with any new content when it gets released. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, pile number 6, my final pile. Let's find out from Spirit what your life purpose is and any messages that come up regarding it. So we will be starting with your oracle cards. We have the Paradox, Shadow, the Explorer, Lemuria, we have the High Priestess, the King of Swords, Judgment, 5 of Cups, the Empress, and we have one extra card. I felt guided to include one more card for your reading, pile number 6, and that is the Ace of Wands. Excuse me, guys, if I start slowing down now. I am very tired, and this is the 6th pile and the final pile, and I will do my best to get through this. But if I start slowing down, Just know it's just because I'm tired. And let's get into your reading. What's your life purpose? So, something that's coming up to me first, I'm feeling with the paradox, all of your oracle cards here, and as well as the judgment, there is, and High Priestess, there's a sense of mystery about you to other people. With the paradox card, people might not feel like they have a grasp on you. Once they think they know who you are, maybe you show them this other side of you and they're like, whoa, where did that come from? Or who is this person really? And I feel like there's like this shock value that you give to other people because you have this unexpected trait about you. Maybe you're somebody with a lot of, for some reason, Aquarius and Scorpio are coming up to me. The shadow card and the paradox. Maybe even Sagittarius with the explorer card. I'm feeling like you are somebody that can be quite a walking contradiction, but you make that into a positive thing. You are everything at once, and I feel like that can baffle people and also inspire them at the same time. You teach people, I'm feeling with the explorer card for some of you, you teach people how to not take life so seriously, or how to have fun within this ride that we call life through the twisting paths. You show them that how to see the life in a different way, how you can see the shadow times of life as a positive thing and lead them to this path of Lemuria. It's like people can't help but be entranced by you, I'm feeling. They feel baffled and curious. You make people really curious and they want to follow you where you're going. And maybe they don't even know why. There's a subconscious reaction to follow you. So you have this, okay, so I'm feeling, yeah, this is definitely, even if you're not Aquarius, there's this Aquarius vibe about this here. Even if you're not actively trying to be a leader or wanting to be a leader, because I'm feeling like some of you don't want to necessarily be a leader, you're just the individualist. You follow your own path, and people are curious about that, and they follow you. So by people being curious and inspired by you and wanting to know what you do next and watching you, and I feel like this leads them to watch where you're going so they can end up there. People follow you naturally. You are a trendsetter more than likely. You are somebody that is a natural leader, even though maybe you don't always necessarily want to be. People just naturally follow your lead. And I'm feeling, okay, so I'm also hearing and seeing in my mind a roller coaster. So that goes along here, like you might have this unpredictable this unpredictable characteristic about you, but in the best kind of way. People are like baffled, curious, and excited all at the same time. I feel like you get people through this winding path and through all the kinks, and you get them to view the kinks and the path and the roads in a different manner, in a different perspective. You change people's perspective on this. And I feel that with the Five of Cups here too. You help people see life in a different way. And that is a powerful tool that you have. Yeah, I feel like you radiate positivity and optimism, but you also don't ignore the shadows here, but you don't view them in a destructive way. I feel like the way that you view shadow work, shadow sides, the darkness of life, the hardships of life, I feel like you see them into the big picture and the fabric of life and seeing that they're all worth it. And we have the shadow and Lemuria here, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And you see the darkness of night and the bat transforming. So you're also here, I'm feeling like, to guide people to this transformative time. See the bat maybe in its slumber, and it's slowly spreading its wings, and so it can reach this point of Lemuria, creating this heaven on earth, and to creating this new earth, and creating, I'm also feeling the way people see earth. What is coming through here? Yeah, you shift with the paradox card. You shift the way that people see earth. So you wake people up out of the matrix as well. If you consider yourself a spiritual person, maybe you resonate with that term. And I feel like you open up people to this new side of life, to the things that you see, to mysticism, to the occult, to there being a possibility of something that exists other than ourselves. I feel like you wake people up to that, and it's kind of like that, those experiences kind of follow you, and people follow that because they're baffled by the unknown, but they're more curious to see what else is there because they had this old way of being or seeing things, and they met you, and it's kind of like you were that catalyst for them. And that ties in a lot to your purpose. You lead people into kind of like the rabbit hole, part of your purpose. We don't just necessarily have one purpose, and I think that's something that's important to remember. But this is a big purpose of yours. Yeah, High Priestess is very intuitive, so I feel like you have a profound interest in the occult, tarot, runes, psychic abilities. So this kind of connects to the last couple groups too. Very intuitive. You're somebody that's very intuitive, and there's a charm about you with the King of Swords as well. I feel like you open people up to this new reality, this new way of being, and it kind of shakes them up a little because they're not used to this, but also gives them hope with the Ace of Wands to see things in this new magical way, to open their eyes up to the possibility of magic and everything that they can do and everything that's possible in this world. You, the Judgment card, the way that she is playing this music here, I feel like what comes to my mind is like what I was saying with the winding road of life, and so many twists and turns, and sometimes there's a straight path, and then it unexpectedly can curve or wind or raise if you're going up a mountain, etc. It's just a metaphor, but the ups and downs, the roller coaster of life, and that's kind of what comes to my mind here. The high notes, the low notes, and how all of it makes this melody. So I feel like you have learned to see this as a whole and how it all connects together. I feel like you're somebody that's really good at piecing together patterns as well, and seeing the hidden sides of people. I'm feeling with the Shadow and the Explorer. With the Explorer, I feel that because of the way that the woman is looking out with her hat tipped up, and also the eye here, and also the Shadow, because it's like you're seeing into the depths of the shadow, into places not easily seen. This is a gift of yours. This is a purpose of yours. This is how you're able to guide people, because you are able to see into the hidden depths, able to see into the unknown of life. And I feel like by you being authentically yourself in this trait of yours, I feel like it causes others to follow your lead and be more open. I feel like it causes people to be more open about leading this different lifestyle. People's lifestyles may change, like they had, again, this more unaware state of being to the things that you see, and maybe they meet you and it opens them up to this world. I feel like you create trends with this too. Even if you're not trying, people just are interested in what you do, no matter what you're doing. It gain a lot of attention, and then you're also really like recluse and not necessarily wanting the limelight or anything. You just naturally get it by your authenticity. But yeah, it's like you see the blues, you see the joy, you see the romance of life, you see everything. And I feel like you piece that together and remind them that this is all a part of the journey. This is all a part of the plan. This is all a part of your life lessons to other, like, this is, you're teaching them this, and you're showing them this new world, showing them that there's more, showing them that there's more of the road to enjoy, more of the melody to enjoy. Again, it's like there's the low notes and the high notes of life. There's those sad times, the dark times, the struggling times, the unpredictable times, but there's also the high times. And when you piece them together, and they can move so slowly, or they might make a beat, and that's a metaphor for life. And I feel like you teach people to see this kind of reality, and just by being yourself. And that reminds me a lot of one of the piles that came up too earlier on in this pick a card reading. So maybe if you're watching this pile, you also picked that pile. I think it was, I can't remember which pile, if it was number 2 or 3, I don't remember. But there's also a creative aspect of you I'm feeling with the Judgment and the Empress. Maybe you're into music, maybe not, but I feel like you may be somebody that switches hobbies pretty often. Like, you have the same interests, but you may switch the outlet quite often. And Spirit wants you to know that it doesn't matter what outlet you express yourself through, as long as you're expressing yourself. And just by you being yourself, even if you change direction, know that that doesn't make you behind in your purpose. Spirit wants you to know that right now. And that may be something that may have you down if you're feeling more inconsistent with your path. Know that they're all part of your path. You are awakening people's eyes just by being you, playing your own song, metaphorically. And no matter what outlet, no matter what way, no matter what type of music, metaphorically or literally, take that how it resonates. But I feel like no matter how you're expressing that, you are fulfilling your life purpose, because it's like you're leading people down this rabbit hole. They see what you're doing and they're inspired by you. A big part of your reason for being here is to inspire others, to show them that there's excitement in life, and more than what meets the eye. And that's just like you. There's more than what meets the eye to you. The butterfly is standing out to me, so this might also be an important totem for you, which is interesting. We have the butterfly and the shadow, and even though these are bats, it reminds me of the process of metamorphosis when we have the caterpillar, the cocoon, and the butterfly. But yeah, so, and the fact that we have that version of this, we have the butterfly, and the way that these bats are presented, you're very balanced in both of your light and dark. Just, I can't remember which pile it was. Once again, this kind of got brought up too. So you might have watched multiple piles and ended up on this one to know this, and this could be like a confirmation for you on that. But know that, yeah, it's like you interweave both the struggles of life and turn them into something positive, or turning them into a beautiful melody for people to see. These is not a bad thing, the waves of life, and to see that there is more than what meets the eye, than what's going on, to awaken people to the mysticism and what's possible just by being yourself. I think pile number 2, and I'm pretty sure I brought that up. Yeah, pile number 2 kind of had that feel to it as well. But this feels more of like a mysticism kind of feel to it. I feel like, again, you have many hobbies, artistic talents even, or things that you are good at or excited, or, again, different hobbies and outlets. And maybe sometimes, again, you feel sad because you can't stick to one, or sometimes it switches unexpectedly. This is what comes to my mind is the Aquarian unpredictable energy. But to know that you are not behind on your path. These are all parts of your path. You don't have to be doing just one thing. Just by being yourself and doing what you do excitedly in the way that you do it, that is your purpose. Because the way that people follow you and watch you and watch what you do, you open their eyes. And in doing this, it's like people follow you, and it almost creates this road of melody just by the people following you, creates its own song. into this new Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. You are helping the world just by doing this, being you. And that is your gift, and that is a big part of your purpose. All right, I hope that you enjoyed your reading, pile number 6. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And you can click on the notification bell to stay up to date with any new content when it gets released. I hope that you have a wonderful day.